Andre Slider is going to kick it away for Eastern Washington. This game sold out earlier this morning, and Eastern sold out its allotment of just over 1,200. Just the second kick return of the season for Washington State. It's Travell Harris bringing it out to just shy of the 25-yard line. 34 of 51. And a penalty flag.
It's 2 weeks in a row where we started our broadcast with the penalty before the first snap.
Well, teams have struggled with it. We've talked about it. The 40-second start as soon as that kickoff ends, and we've seen it to start this year. And so behind the chains here, 1st and 15. Williams and Borghi, and it's James Williams who's going to get the first carry. Stutter stepping his way, nearly back to the line of scrimmage. Minshew with plenty of time, and there's Tay Martin, who had 2 huge touchdown catches in the win over San Jose State last week. Minshew, and Martin let it go, and it's incomplete. Oscar Dragicevic III, who only punted twice last week against San Jose State, is going to send it to Zach Eagle, and he waves for a quick fair catch. And a good punt. Just about the 26 is where the Eagles will start. That's Simba Webster. He's the star in motion, but the keep here is from Gubrud, and he's hog-tied by Jahad Woods after a pickup of 4. On 2nd and 6, good protection, and he finds Webster, who catches about 45%. It's Gubrud, slips away and picks up the first down. It was Tago who couldn't keep him in the backfield, and that moves the chains for the Eagles.
Great read by Gubrud. He did a tremendous job of breaking that tackle, finding a way for the first down.
Moving quickly, Gubrud to the outside, and that's snatched by Drisante Dorton, a pickup of 4 yards. Here comes pressure, hit as he throw, ball popped up, and it's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it off, his first of the year.
Tracy Claeys talks about him all the time and the fact that he is a ball hawk. He is always around the football. Here the pressure makes Gage Gubrud throw the ball a little late and of course underthrown.
As Keith Harrington motions out of the backfield, and Minshew against a 4-man pressure finds Calvin open for a first down, and in the Eagle territory, Jameer Calvin, who had 4 catches last week against San Jose State. Minshew gets a block from Martin, falls forward for a pickup of nearly 8 yards, so he'll bring up 2nd down and short. Here's Minshew, clean pocket, and complete again. Again, it's Jameer Calvin. Minshew with the pump. Wide open, Tay Martin, and he is in for a touchdown.
Makes the defense overcorrect a little bit, find him behind the safety and into the end zone. They may take a quick look at this. His knee is down. I believe he's going to be short.
After review, it was determined the runner was down with the ball at the half-yard line. It will be 1st and goal.
To the fade. Aesop Winston can't bring it in off his fingertips. Travell Harris in motion. James Williams puts his head down, and he's in for the touchdown.
You always wonder why you wouldn't just do that on first down. Mike Leach likes to take his shots, that's for sure. You got a good running back like James Williams in the backfield like that, I give it to him every time when you're inside the 1-yard line.
4th touchdown of the year for Williams. He's scored now in every game so far this season.
Good push by the offensive line. Opening the hole for James Williams to hit Pater.
Crane to kick it away, and Drisante Dorton will let it go. 3-man rush, and that is nowhere close. Handoff here, first carry for Sam McPherson, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and longs. 3rd down and 9. Pressure hit again, and that time it was incomplete. Looking for Terrence Grady. It was Willie Taylor coming off the edge.
This is what's been their blueprint this year, is get to the quarterback, make him throw it before he wants to, and inaccurately. Great job. Great job by Willie Taylor III.
And Sweet will fair catch it at the 35. Second possession for Washington State, and Gardner Minshew, who just dumps it down to Desmond Patman, who took his eye off it for a moment. There's Patman. This time he squeezes it, and he lunges forward for the 1st down, tripped up by Zuzi Webster.
What I have to say is the offensive line is doing a tremendous job. They're keeping him as clean as possible back there in the pocket. That was his 5th read.
Borghi out of the backfield, but instead it's dumped down over the middle to Kyle Sweet. They have not gotten pressure on Minshew until now, and he's ridden down by Mitchell Johnson.
You know, quarterbacks get that clock in their head, and they assume they want to move forward. If he would have just stayed in the pocket there, he probably could have found an open man.
The running back Williams is in the slot to the bottom. Minshew high and pulled down, and then it's broken up. Josh Lewis. They need 7 to pick it up. Pressure again. Minshew tackled and sacked by Mitchell Johnson.
Mitchell just came from the backside. No one blocked him. I think there was a meant rollout there. Gardner has to feel that a little bit better and get rid of the ball, especially on 4th down. Who would have thought that we'd be talking about our defenses when these two offensive juggernauts
There's no doubt. Flag down, a lot of movement up front.
66, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
On 2nd and 15. Pressure from Begg. Gubrud avoids it, and that ball knocked down.
And as Gage Gubrud stepped up to throw the football, he just matched him. Jumped up in the air and made a great play.
Now, Cindy told us they would be mixing up coverages on this series. Tamarick Pierce in the backfield on 3rd down. Here comes pressure. Gubrud has to just get rid of it. And Washington State answers after the turnover on downs. The defense doesn't let Eastern breathe. Pallure again. He's been all over the field.
From the left side, both guys come free. Peyton Pallure just was matched up with the running back. Sniffed that out from the get-go that it was a screen pass.
Kyle Sweet, a fair catch. His first time and again here. A high hanger from Alco Bendez. That's the first catch for Renard Bell today, and it goes for 13 yards and a 1st down. There goes Bell in motion. Minshew dumps it over the middle. 2 players right in the same spot, and he finds Martin. Another 1st down, another catch for Martin.
Again, another example of a quick screen. Look at the blocking here.
Calvin in the slot to the bottom. Minshew to a sliding Calvin, who brings it in across the 40 down to the 39.
Gardner Minshew lets the ball go before the break is even made. Right in the hole. 4 guys around him. When you play a lot of zone and you got receivers who can find that spot, Mike Leach talked about it all the time, how Kyle Sweet does a tremendous job of running the right route. These receivers are in the right places at all time. That's why Gardner Minshew has so much confidence in where they're going to be.
On 1st down and 10. That's Winston. Brings up a 2nd and short. Line, after giving up 2 sacks on the last series, giving Minshew plenty of time. Here he creates some space for Williams, who had Tyson Prunty draped on his back, and he picks up another 1st. And he takes the pitch here from Minshew, and he just can't get away. Coming up to make the tackle, Kettner Kupp, one of the captains of this Eastern Washington defense, and of course the brother of Cooper Kupp.
This is a staple of Mike Leach offense. The air raid offense is called F5. They simply let the running back go under. He shovel passes it, so if it were to be dropped, it's an incomplete pass and not a fumble.
Roderick Fisher, the freshman, the tall freshman's at the top. Rotating in. We saw him get one attempt last week. Instead, it's to the other side. This time it's Winston sliding down, and he's got it. Easop Winston, a touchdown for Washington State.
This couldn't have been dropped in any better by Gardner Minshew. Right over the top on the outside shoulder. This was very good coverage as well. I've been really impressed these last 2 weeks in Gardner Minshew's ability to throw the ball accurately, especially on his deep ball. Ooh, little hand jostling there, little hand to the face. Great catch, though.
As Eastern will start back out just across the 20 to the 22. Gubrud, it's been tough sledding so far. He's got as much time as he's had, and he's taken a deep shot for Webster, and it's broken up. Moulton right there along with Skylar Thomas. This is Sam McPherson. And did Best call a timeout? I think he did. Eastern Washington took the timeout. Third down after a timeout. Gubrud, pressure, gets rid of it, and it's caught. What a catch. Andrew Boston holding on with all 10 fingertips for the first down. A great snag by him as McPherson tries to burrow forward for 5 yards. It'll be a second down coming up for Eastern Washington. 1 quarter in the books here in Pullman. Here's a second down and long. Gubrud under pressure, flags down.
Holding, offense number 75. 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Second and 19. Good protection this time, and Webster finds open space, a first down. Down the sideline he goes, galloping until he steps out of bounds. Helped out after a huge pickup, and by far.
If you can watch him come across the middle, he's wide open right there. Waits a little longer, finds him down the sideline. Great job balancing act along the sideline to get some extra yards and get him inside the 20.
Gubrud sees a little space, gets a block attempt from Webster, and cannot get away from Hunter Dale. Inside McPherson with the run. Good blocking, and he somersaults forward inside the 20 to the 19. 2 tight ends in the game. Gubrud, and that's contested. These DBs are quickly getting a reputation. That was Sean Harper. And Eastern gets on the board. Alco Bendez, after putting the Eagles on the board, will kick away to Travell Harris, who's going to bring it out again. And this time he's got a little bit of space and some blocking. And
he's gone
across midfield, and now it's just a race. Is he going to get there? Travell Harris, 100 yards. And that is how he gets his first career touchdown.
Good job up front blocking.
Trasante Dorton trying to answer. Mazza tripped him up for a moment, at least long enough to let Tay Martin knock him out of bounds. Here's McPherson with a nice 6-yard gain on first down. Gubru tackled here with no space in a phone booth. Third down on the rollout, and the completion. That is brought down by Zach Eagle.
I'm not always a fan of rollouts. You essentially take half the field away. That time they were able to run a guy off from the outside underneath. Great route there by Zach Eagle and get the first down.
Johnny Edwards in motion. Gubru. Here comes pressure, and he is brought down. Jihad Woods, the first man there, and the coaches can't rave enough about his talent.
No, they can't. We had linebacker coach Ken Wilson on with us yesterday, and he said he's the fastest. He has the fastest feet he's ever seen at any position, and he's coached some good ones in his day. This here, Gage Gubru has to get rid of the football. He cannot hold on to it here and take them out of field goal position, most likely, making it a long third down.
Taking a deep shot, looking for Webster into coverage, and Moulton brings it down. Moulton came away with it. Webster got his hands on it, and Moulton ripped it away.
Great job by Moulton watching this ball. He was playing a cover 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, is this a candidate for Defensive Player of the Week in the league?
Definitely.
And was there a hold on this play?
You know, again, most likely from 4 there for Marcus Strong, but what I can't get over is what Darian Moulton's able to do. He read that. He saw his receiver there playing that quarters and just turned around and made himself a center fielder, like I said.
Second interception for this Cougars secondary in this game. And here's Max Borghi. Kind of get off the doorstep and push the pile out to the 6. Tackled right at the 10-yard line, where he caught it by Zuzi Webster, the twin brother of Simba Webster. Washington State under 2 yards that they need to pick it up. Minshew, he does pick it up. Calvin again. Boy, he loves him over the middle. Another catch for Calvin. And that play read well. James Williams beside Minshew. Picks up the pressure, and it lets Minshew have time to connect with Martin, who breaks 2 tackles and picks up a first down. Good fresh batch of receivers into the game for Washington State. Quick pass outside. That ball came out of Minshew's hand a little funny. Maybe it slipped. Second down. Pressure picked up again on the 4-man, and that time it's Kyle Sweet who finds the soft spot. Here's Calvin Jackson Jr. breaking a tackle and getting across midfield for another first down.
You don't know where the ball is going to go. It can go to any guy, and Coach Leach has confidence in every single one of them.
There's Minshew over the middle. Tay Martin again. Minshew flat-footed. Yeah, that past Martin, who wants a flag, and he gets it, covered by the linebacker Chris Ojo.
Pass interference, defense number 1. Ball will be placed in the spot of the foul by rule. Automatic first down.
Minshew inside and wrapped up immediately. There's Aesop Winston Jr. 4-man rush. Just dumps it off James Williams on the big green grass in front of him. Tries to make a man miss. Does. Stays on his feet somehow. And it takes a swarm to bring him down after a pickup of 8 yards. Kyle Sweet in motion. James Williams breaks an arm tackle. And gets down to the 5. A push forward to the 4. Patman, who got a touchdown on a fade, is to the top. Instead, it's to the bottom. Tay Martin, hand fighting, incomplete. Coverage 1-on-1. Here comes pressure. He's just going to lob it and throw it out of the back of the end zone and live for another play. Pressure. And that, again, incomplete.
There we go. That was the first time I've really seen a Mike blitz.
Flag down.
Pass pass interference, defense number 18. That foul was in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
This is pretty darn good coverage right there.
So a fresh set of downs for Washington State, and this time they'll just hand it off. James Williams seemingly automatic, his second touchdown of the game, and the Cougars are into the red again.
When you're inside the 5-yard line, we talked about it before, you let the big uglies do their job. They're big for a reason. Allow James Williams to follow them into the end zone. Great job. One thing I've noticed about James Williams too, his ability to take contact and not go down.
Gersante Dorton will return this, but not very far. Is that Travell Harris down there again? Oh, it's becoming a special team star. Ooh, quick catch and a face mask. Looked like Silvels got his hand in there.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 20, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It was a violent tackle there. Oh, got his hand inside the helmet, not necessarily with the face mask so much, but that side of the face mask, and just violently rips his head to the left there.
First carry of the game for Tamarick Pierce, and it's a good one. A first down run. They now roll the pocket with pressure. Throws off his back foot and couldn't connect with Boston. Pelor coming on pressure. Pierce gets away from the first defender, and he's got a first down into space again and barrels inside the 40-yard line. Another nice run. That time a 16-yard pickup. Gubrud looking for Boston, who makes a nice adjustment. Did he keep his feet inbounds? No. He's marked incomplete. Design run, gets away from Pelor, but can't quite get away. Here's Pierce again, and he's got the first down.
Boy, they missed a terrible hold there.
Here's Gubrud on first down to the end zone. Boston brings it down. A touchdown for Eastern Washington here right before the half.
And he puts it right on the money. Nice and high for Andrew Boston to go up and get it.
Well, it does get to him. Oh, he missed it. Two Cougs missed the ball. Wow. And it is recovered by Washington State. Harris did get it.
With about 30 seconds to go, Eastern Washington would have got a shot and could have made this a 21-point turnaround.
That's Nick Begg, the defensive lineman, the defensive end there. Well, he didn't touch it, I guess.
He doesn't have to touch it on a kickoff.
Well, that's true. Good point. You know, that's one of those things, Ryan, that I think falls in the category of harder than it looks. Here's Martin. Does get the first down to stop the clock momentarily, but time runs out. But instead he'll kneel. Ball come out to the 25. There's Jason Williams. His first catch, spins out of it for a first down.
Good job of hitting the wide open receiver, but even a better job here by Jason Williams to break those tackles and get a first down.
Moving quickly, Williams again. And a nice pickup of 7, maybe 6 yards. Gubrud keeps and dances his way forward, close to but shy of the first down. Grady the motion man, Gubrud with the pitch. McPherson the first down is able to get past the sticks and out of bounds.
Watch them run him in motion over this way to clear out and then run back against the one defender. He options it off him.
No chance there. McPherson again bursting through the middle, and a downhill looking offense here for the Eagles to start the second half. in the hole. Woods meets McPherson, but not before he picks up another first down. Here's Pierce, puts a head down, runs through one defender.
It's like a bowling ball coming right at you.
Fakes it to him. Gubrud with time.
Got him.
Lofts it down the sideline. Wide open and a score. Zach Eagle with the touchdown. The second of his career. A 34-yard strike, and all of a sudden the Eagles got a little juice.
We haven't seen that this season that much. This is a breakdown in the defensive backfield because Zach Eagle gets wide open.
That one is blown up and stopped right away in the backfield. Minshew could not get it to the sideline to Aesop Winston on 3rd down and 12. Minshew looking that way. Pressure. Out of it. And he is just going to throw that out of bounds, and a huge stop for the Eastern Washington defense. And a fair catch signaled for and made at the 31-yard line. Gubrud's got it going right now for the Eagles. He's got plenty of time, uncorks it down the field, and Eagle gets open again.
He has a ton of time right there. This is a perfectly placed football right on the outside shoulder for a first down.
Here's another deep shot. A lot of hand fighting down the field. 2nd down and 10. McPherson, humongous hole, and he gets to the second level. Huge 3rd down here, it feels like. Moving the pocket, pressure, picked up. Gubrud downfield, and it has caught a flag down. I don't know if Grady was in bounds, but it's not going to matter.
The ruling on the field was the pass was incomplete. Pass interference on the defense, number 4. That's a 15-yard penalty. I rule automatic first down.
Marcus Strong.
Good call. I don't know about if we can take a better look here and see if he gets his foot down.
I don't think he had possession at that look.
When his tiptoe was still on the ground, I just don't know if he had quite enough possession to give them a
long throw, incomplete. Gubrud looking for Boston. They're going to run it here with McPherson right into Woods. This is from 44, and he splits the upright with plenty of leg. A late flag comes in right around the spot of the kicker.
10-yard penalty. Replay 4th
10
down.
yards will most likely take them out of field goal range, though that looked like it still would have been good from probably 55. They did decide to go with the punt. Big reason for the timeout there. Just like we said, inside the 5-yard line. Last time they had the ball this far back, they went 98 yards on 15 plays.
That's right, in over 7 minutes. Minshew throwing out of his end zone. Easy throw and catch to Tay Martin, who gets downfield before he's finally tackled by Tyson Prunty. Minshew complete to Patman. So 2 huge gains, and in a blink of an eye, Washington State is out from the shadow of its end zone.
Both times, though, we talked about this at halftime. They sat in zone both times. Great catch by Patman. Way to use his hands, not let it get into his body.
Minshew. Boy, this is looking pretty basic for him. Renard Bell for a 9-yard pickup. Here's Minshew inside. Aesop Winston Jr. Borghi beside him in the backfield. Against a 3-man rush, all the time in the world. And Martin brings it down after it was nearly tipped by Kettner Cup. Inside pitch. Borghi, nice block. down the middle of the field, a first down. And inside the 25-yard line. And right now you're saying Washington State was thrilled with the decision to punt.
Yeah, if you look here, you know, we talked about how 90% of the time they're in 4 wides. They're there in 2-back set. Probably a pretty good key that they may be running the football. This was, of course, a shovel pass, essentially a long handoff.
But now here's James Williams sidestepping 2 defenders for a first down. Patman and Calvin at the bottom, Bell and Martin at the top. Williams in the backfield. He's got 2 touchdowns in this game. Make it number 3. A 99-yard touchdown drive. And Martin Stadium awake again.
Off the scoreboard, 7 points given to the Cougars here with James Williams from about 8 yards out.
Crane to kick it away. And Dorton will bring this one out. And it's Crane that tackles him out of bounds. Here's McPherson on second down, and he'll get the first. Very close to that marker, but that should move the chains. Gubrud, so much time, open down the field, caught for the touchdown, Dennis Merritt.
And the shootout ensues.
Wow, hold on, just wait a minute.
Yes.
Don't get in your car and drive back to Spokane yet. Cheney can wait.
Great job of sitting in the pocket. Of course, no pressure on him at all. Great job by the offensive line, giving him the time.
Travell Harris has a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Washington State marched down and scored a touchdown. There's Sweet waiting for that little floater. Here's Borghi coming out of the backfield and getting yanked down, eventually rolled. And he didn't touch down until he was rolled over on Jim Townsend out of the screen. Minshew, nice ball delivered to Winston, steps out of a tackle, Evergreen in front, and he's in, but a flag is down. For the moment, it's a Washington State touchdown, but this might be coming back.
Anytime the quarterback starts moving.
Offense number 65, 10-yard penalty, they play first down.
Minshew plenty of time, and he overthrows Jameer Calvin. Inside, Borghi, nothing there. Kettner Cup stops it up. Minshew will just pick up some yards here. He stopped Winston out at the 43. Fair catch signaled, and he's going to let it bounce, and that's going to cost Eastern Washington about 15 or 20 yards all the way down to the 3-yard line. What a punt from Oscar Dragicevic. And McPherson is going to get out across the 10-yard line. Gubrud. Intercepted by Woods. Jahad Woods with the 3rd Cougar interception of the game.
Sitting in that zone, essentially one-handed, tips it to himself. Jahad Woods, the 6', 225-pound Will linebacker out of San Diego, California, Helix High School.
And so a huge turnover for Eastern Washington after they got the stop, and now Tay Martin comes back. See, they're the reception for a couple yards.
They're doing a tremendous job when they go to man coverage. They brought a delayed blitz there, but even when they went to man coverage and still chased Tay Martin all the way across the field, they held him to a 2-yard gain.
So Washington State with a big opportunity. With Borghi touchdown, whether he did or not, there was a toss there from JT Tiuli after the whistle, but
I mean,
did they mark him down when he fell?
They have to. I mean, he went to his knee, but the official didn't blow the whistle, so you can't fault him for.
Oh yeah, he did get all the way down.
Yeah, there's no whistle either.
Minshew taking a shot, looking for Bell, and he just missed him. 3 of 4 on the season coming into this game. And a great kick there. Here's Dorton through a huge hole, and he's taking a huge hit. There is Pierce back to the line of scrimmage on first down. Gubrud with time. Pressure coming from behind him. A tough throw down the field. Eagle adjusts, covered by Thompson. Here's a third down. Steps away from the pressure. Gubrud, line drive too high for Grady. First time we've seen this return formation for Washington State off the foot of Alcobendez. Sweet going back, but time to return it. Steps out of one tackle and gets spun down and knocked again at the 31. Here's Tay Martin. And getting off the block of Bell is Josh Lewis for the stop. 4-man pressure. Kyle Sweet. He's got a first down. Gets away from one defender and out to midfield. Minshew pumps, looks the other way. Back shoulder. Patman brings it down. What a catch by Desmond Patman.
2 weeks in a row, right about the same spot. Desmond Patman goes up and uses those hands. We talked about it earlier when he caught that ball over the middle. His ability to go up and use those large hands of him and pull the ball down when in traffic. Great job.
26-yard pickup. And Patman loses 3. Flag and a false start. 2nd and 18. Quick throw. Patman. There's Calvin out there blocking to get a chunk of that back.
They have one guy in the middle here on a third down, big third down. And they do, they bring everybody.
Minshew hit to the end zone. Martin adjusts, and he makes the catch. A touchdown for Washington State. And that might have been the backbreaker.
Great job by Gardner Minshew to sit in there. Just like we talked about, they brought the house. He took the hit right in the face. Mitchell Johnson lights him up. Tay Martin does a tremendous job. Ball is underthrown just enough. But when you get man-to-man like that, Josh Lewis has to see what's going on with the ball in the air, turn around and make the play. Great job by Tay Martin.
Here's Dorton. Ball on the ground, and it's recovered by Washington State. Kainoa Wilson jumps on it.
Great job, Jalen Thompson. Ball hawk.
That's right.
Right there, knocking the football loose. That's special, right?
Minshew complete to Keith Harrington. And Harrington gets down to the 11-yard line. Minshew dumps it down again. Winston, another first down. Give to Borghi, head down, run straight ahead. Same result as Williams. Another touchdown and icing on the cake for the Cougs.
I really think that they've commandeered the idea of we're going to run the football inside the 10-yard line. We're going to be physical. We're big up front. We're going to show everybody how physical we are, and we're going to run that football inside the 10-yard line, not put it in the hands of an official calling a pass interference or a ball being broken up. But that's the fourth rushing touchdown tonight by the Washington State running backs.
Gubrud complete the eagle outside, and that is a first down. Well, that time he's got nowhere to go. Nnamdi Aguayo.
Long second down.
Inside handoff to Pierce, and he's going to get the first down. He needed 20, and he gets 21 or so. Gubrud pulls it back. Pressure coming from Nick Begg, steps away from it. And with Dale bearing down, Gubrud can't get away. Hunter Dale is able to tie him up. Eagle the man in motion. The pitch, and McPherson picks up the first down running to the sideline. So you can read Steve Strimling's lips there. Unsportsmanlike on Moulton. That's his first of the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, sticking up for your teammate in that mindset. But come on, you're up this big late in the game. He's going to be talked to by Tracy Claeys.
Gubrud lofts it, and that ball is batted away. He was looking for Grady. Well, here's the hint: wear white gloves. What a jump through there by Dennis Merritt, who caught a touchdown earlier. Flags down on this play.
Most likely a holding penalty, and going to take him back another 10 yards.
And he's out there on every play as the nickel, taking a shot, and it is nearly intercepted. Dale almost got his, and he can't believe that he didn't pull it in.
Oh, great jam at the line there by Moulton.
Gubrud somehow escapes the pressure of Silvas, who missed him, throws it back across the field, but not enough arm on it to get to Boston. Trey Tinsley is the new quarterback, handing off to Keith Harrington. Second down and 1, and he throws complete.
Nothing's going to change here. They're not going to run out the clock in running back fashion, all right? They're going to run their offense because Mike Leach needs to see what his backups can look like.
There's Calvin Jackson Jr. wrestled down after a first down. Another nice throw from Tinsley. Tinsley looking to the corner, the front corner of the end zone, but Lewis is there to prevent it. That ball nearly brought down by Robert Lewis. Tinsley to Lewis, and he's going to get into the end zone. The first career touchdown pass for Trey Tinsley. And what a great moment here for Robert Lewis, who thought his career was over. He participated in the Washington State Pro Day because he didn't think he'd be back. Granted the 6th year of eligibility in the summer. The last remaining member of Mike Leach's original 2012 recruiting class, and a nice moment here late in the game for him. Looks like Dennis Merritt back to kneel it down. Welcome to Pullman Gardner Minshew. 59 points the Cougs put up tonight and hold Eastern Washington to just 24. There's something to be said for that.